So we are in your land.
My land.
And welcome.
I said welcome.
Yeah,
already.
but she didn't hear you.
Welcome.
Ja, þú þekkir.
Maybe it's better if you don't record them.
Smell something?
You want some? It's a dust. This is the strange stones that I pluck and they grow here in this land. Þetta er Gandaröld. Voru að heilsa? Every day when I wake up, I can see the pylons and what they are building in outside of my bedroom window. And do you know? Light on? It's okay. Protest promenade. They came and gave us this. They had the birds and some signs, and this is one of the birds. For us it's very hard to forget it, because every day, every move we make, if we go from the farm, we are always reminded of the project, because we meet the big cars that are involved in the project on our roads. If we drive from the farm to Egilsstaðir, we will meet several trucks, and when we meet these trucks, the drivers have one hand on the steering wheel. They're always talking in the telephone and they drive very fast. And that is what I think is can describe the whole project, you know. It's so big in the force, you know, and it's without respect. With us, we're just very little compared to the whole thing, you know. We tried to spread them to the people of the East, but they did not want to listen. They just wanted to believe in this project. They wanted it to be built, and they looked upon us as that we're just trying to destroy for East Iceland, that we were the enemies of Iceland. The constructors, they tried to find the constructors to build the dam. and they found Impregilo. Impregilo was having the lowest price. They said, we will do it for very little price. Nobody, if Impregilo would not have said this, they would probably not have built the aluminium smelter. And when we found out that Impregilo was going to build the dam, we knew some disturbing stories about Impregilo, because we found out they did not have so good reputation. I'm sorry, it's your landsman. And now we are driving to where the pylons are crossing the valley and crossing the river. The pylons, not only is it bad for the eye, but it is dangerous to the health.
And that electricity will be transferred to Reyðarfjörður, where a huge aluminium smelter is being erected, 320,000 tons a year.
These activities are terrorism, both from environmental point of view and economical point of view and the social point of view. As I said, the community has been ruined, and this is only a gold digger community that we have here now. And the environmental activities are dreadful, both the Karahnjukar dam and this factory here in Reyðarfjörður that will be spread pollution in an enormous amount here in this area. They intend to let out about 4,000 tons of sulfur dioxide in each year from the factory in this calm weather conditions here in Reyðarfjörður. And I am really worried, especially about the children that will be brought up here in this community. These small communities around Iceland, they don't live with factories. They only live with the activities of the people. Otherwise, they cannot live. You cannot take a factory and plant it in this village and this village and tell the people you should work in the factory. The activities of the people is the only thing that can make these villages alive. It is my point of view. This is the house that already exists in my old field, and this is the house that they intend to build in the next years, because they believe that many people will come here to live here and work in the factory. But I don't think it will be so. I think that most of the people will build their houses in Egilsstaðir and the area around there, and some workers will live in the camping place, which they use now while they are building the factory.
And that's another problem, is that the labor unions used to be very strong in Iceland, and you felt sort of that they were working for us and were part of it. But now they have completely ruined decades of work, because they have imported all these people from other countries to work in this slave camp.
Also the shore here, because when the sediment is not carried here to build up the shore will move backwards, and the farmers here are very much concerned about the effects on the bird life and this area here as the decades and centuries go by.
Húsey means the house of the island, and the farm is about 40 square kilometers big, and it was the biggest island for many years in Iceland with fresh water, what was made from fresh water, or soft water as I say in Húsey. Here are living about 30 types of birds in the summer, or breeding, and we have 175 types of plants. usually are in so area in Iceland about 70 to 90 types of plants. A lot of this land will disappear in next years. We don't know. Maybe 2012, 2014, this pond will be with salt water and the grass will then disappear and the wind will blowing, so it will be dust area. Maybe you have seen the dust when you came here down. That is all from Karahnjukar, this dust. I'm sure they have put 300 million cubic meter in the river from clay and from the ice time. And nothing is growing in this clay. It is so poised for the nature. And it's all going in the sea. Front of in the bay was a lot of shrimps. It was 2 boats fishing every week about 24 to 40 tons of shrimps. And the seals were living here, 2,400 to 3,000 seals. They was living from the shrimps too. And it was factory in Eskifjörður. I think it was 35 or 40 people working in this factory to work the shrimps. But 2002, when all this dirty came down from Karahnjukar, from the river, out to the bay, the land changed here a lot outside. The shrimps disappeared or died, and the factory was closed, and the factory was moved to Dalvík in the north, and the boats is fishing north of Iceland. What will happen for the life here in the bay? I think people was not thinking about this, but the whole export from Iceland was fish. But if they are going to change it to be product nor aluminium for beer boxes or Coca-Cola boxes, then it's that no matter, then should they destroy everything.
This is the scheme of the Karahnjukar project. The Karahnjukar project takes its name from this small hill, Karahnjukar, and it's made of 8 main dams around Snæfell volcano, east of the Snæfell volcano and west of the Snæfell volcano. The dam over there is the main dam of the project. It's the greatest dam of this type in Europe. It's 730 meters long and almost 200 meters high. Under the dam, there's the deepest canyon in Europe, Dimugljuvur Canyon, is 200 meters deep. This dam, together with these other 2 dams, will make this Hauslón reservoir that is 57 square kilometers large. Here where we are now, there will be the level of the lake, and all around here it will be underwater.
You must have an opinion on what is happening around you. If not for yourself, then for the future generations. It's very important. You cannot go through life without thinking about what is happening, what is being done in your area, in your surroundings. I think it's your responsibility. I have also learned that it makes you very tired to stand in a fight like this. It's tearing out the heart, because all the time when we are fighting, they are building the dam, they are destroying our surroundings, and it's a very big feeling of sorrow. The heart is, the soul, the person is in big sorrow.
What is reality and what is not reality? For example, many people imagine that an aluminum smelter is reality. You know, that's reality, that's real, and you work in a smelter, and on that comes education, health system, you know, as something that comes from this reality, the smelter. But if you look at it in a global scale, then the smelter is not reality, because like in America, almost 1 million tons of aluminum goes to the garbage just in aluminum cans, just in beer cans. So what's the reality behind raising this dam in the east? It's Britney Spears makes a contract with Pepsi. The sale rises 20%, so the market needs 300,000 tons of aluminum cans. The signal goes to the head of Alcoa that says we need more energy and we need another smelter, and therefore they build a dam and another smelter, and so what I'm trying to do is turning around people's sense of what is real and not real. So really this, what they think is reality, is not reality. It's just something much closer to fashion or consumerism. It's nothing like catching a fish that is food for people. It's not like having cows or grass or sheep or healthcare or education, all these basic realities.
You have to listen to your conscience, and you have to try your best. I can tell you the story about a very little bird you call musarindill. It's a very small bird. It's a joke, this story. It's a kitsch, you know. This little bird was lying with his feet up. Comes this big elephant to this bird. Do you know this story? And the elephant said to the bird, "Why are you laying there with your feet up?" And the little musarindill, he said, "I am trying to carry the sky, to hold it up, you know." And the elephant said, "Oh, how can you try that? You're so small." And the little bird said, "Everybody has to do their best." And that is what I'm doing. I'm trying to do my best.
All revolutions start here. Like all the change in the world really starts here. So if I